Navi, welcome. Glad you could join us. I'm sorry. I had the mic turned around backwards from Sunny Eclipse yesterday. Welcome, glad you could join us. Doing a little bit of a surprise one. Wasn't going to come down and came down. So the park closes in 3 hours, so we'll see what we can do. Got some requests for some people to do some of the animal trails, so we'll look at some of that. Maybe do the safari. I don't think there's been much new stuff here at Animal Kingdom since the last time, but we'll just explore and see what's going on. See a couple more Goofketeers joining. Welcome. Welcome to our surprise live stream of Animal Kingdom. Oh, you see a little bit of the umbrella getting in the way. It is hot. Oh, this is what I was waiting for. It's the Parrots coming. Let's check it out. Didn't think it would happen. there was one left who didn't want to go home. He's yelling, he's busy eating. He wants more food. He doesn't want to go home.
Behind Maharaja jungle trek. Yeah. Well, see if that helps. It's kind of like a prompt. I walked away, so that really means like, okay, there's no more peanuts here. And then it just takes one. There's still people taking pictures. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's get moving. Yeah, Henry, welcome. I wouldn't leave either. Last time we were here, because last time before, you look up at this tree right there, there was 4 of them there. And that was maybe half an hour after they flew in, and they were just hanging out in the tree. So there is the bird show at 3:30, so in like 15 minutes, if you guys wanted to see that. Oh, there goes one of them. I don't know if you could see it. Or no, he's just hanging out. Let's zoom in. He's just hanging out in the tree. Let me get the telephoto back on. He's just hanging out. A video that posted, it was taken, now he's flying back, you can't see him. He posted a little video of that from about a year ago. little sticky on it, up and down. So the bird show is at 3:30. It is not up themed right now. It is just the regular animal caregivers doing it. Well, that interests anyone. Or if we should go on the Maharaja jungle trek. Hey, George. Here comes Timon and Rafiki. Hey, sock friction. Welcome, guys.
Say hello to Timon and Rafiki as they sail down the Discovery River.
Head to the other side. That was nice. That one flips out. It's either characters from The Lion King or Pocahontas. I don't think we've seen the Pocahontas ones. The other one's at Mickey, and they have another one with Donald's Dino Bash. So is anyone interested in the bird show? And if you don't want to, no offense, it is us sitting still for 20 minutes. Supposedly it's at 3:30, so in 6 minutes we're going to go check the sign because things change like crazy around here lately. Yep, Feathered Friends in Flight at 3:30. Right now it looks like lady's doing some prep work, or they're ending the last show. No, it looked like it was pre-show. Anyone have any interest in that? Otherwise we'll go do the Maharaja jungle trek.
Welcome to our theater. For the health and safety of everyone, please maintain physical distancing by staying clearly up the road and allow at least 6 feet of space between parties seated in the same row. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. Please enjoy the show.
Yeah, George, we can do Bug Life. Just remember, we lose connection, so all the Goofketeers don't leave us, but we usually lose connection if we get too far down in the root structure of the Tree of Life in the pre-show area. Alright, if no one wants to do the bird show, we can move on. I got a request to do Maharaja jungle trek, the walkthrough. That's where the lions are. Or I'm sorry, the tigers. The lions are over in Africa. So we'll go do that.
Second left, as you take the first left, and bring back the Dino Land. Second left, opposite facing to your left. Water
Yeah, Andy, I agree. I wonder what the difference is with the new one, although I never really liked, I don't think any of the Goofketeers liked when they rethemed it with the Up theme. I haven't seen any videos of the newer one. I just know that there's no Up characters because they were part of the Union. So we can peek over and see some Goofketeers like to stop over there. They have the Yak Attack, but it is still closed.
No, that's literally, you go down that waterfall 24 and you're down.
So if you like Animal Kingdom, hit that like button. I know some of you already have. Helps us out a lot. So we're going to head on the Maharaja Jungle Trek. The one cast member with the birds or the parrots said that they're behind Maharaja Jungle Trek is where they keep them. I thought it was more right behind the bird show where they kept them, but maybe it's the same place. Right over there is the back where the bird show is. And I think that's where they keep the parrots, but we'll see. Thank you very much.
So, is there a thing on the platform that you can...
Yeah, so I can flip it down in the rain. Yeah, if you want it here. Just check us out there. We have a link, goofketeers.com. We have so many people have asked about it, including cast members. I've had cast members that are up on the train station, the dancers and performers yelling, "Where do you get that?"
That is so...
And I like always refused to like do the Amazon affiliate links, but so many people kept asking me, and it took too long to go, well, let's go to Amazon, even though you're not supposed to bring your phone out while you're on show, but I got to tell you where to get it. But yeah, just go there, and I have it listed in any of the descriptions.
Huh. Look at this.
It's great. In the rain, you just flip it down, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm like, that is so awesome. Yeah, look at it.
Nice to see you, Andrew.
So awesome.
That was Andrew. A nice cast member. Thank you. What do you have over here?
Oh, the world's largest species of lizard. This one right here is a really big male. This big guy is roughly about 8 feet long and weighs well over 150 pounds. On average, a Komodo can weigh in at 200 pounds and get to be 10.5 feet in length. And just to give a quick reminder to everyone who's standing here, are you all one group?
Nope.
Okay, just want to make sure we maintain social distancing with each other. Since this is a small restricted space and there's not a lot of places to move around and see. And if you have any questions about the Komodo dragon, I'll be more than happy to answer them and give you some fun, fascinating facts about these reptiles. So, what would you like to know about the Komodo dragon? Well,
So that was neat.
the home
Komodo
range
dragon.
of Komodo
Thanks, Johnny. Hey, Henry, welcome from Detroit. Okay, here comes the tigers. But I think it's after the aviary. Let's take a look over here. Misting over here. Hello. Okay.
They've gone to the back of their enclosure to get cool.
I don't blame them. The rain's coming. And I just took the umbrella head out to go in there. Let me put it back on. This is where the tigers generally are. They must be further back in the enclosure. So now the rain's really coming. Hold on, let me put you down, guys. All right. They're supposedly playing in the water. As soon as those people move, we can take a look. Up there. Oh, she's creeping back up. Yep, it's raining, George. Funny thing was, I checked the weather forecast when I got out of the car, and it claimed no rain for right here. A good storm went through a couple hours ago. Yeah, she's definitely enjoying the water and enjoying the rain. The cast member that was here left after the rain started. Did get out that it is a young female lion. Let's see. No, we can't see over there. Here she comes back. No, I'm good, thank you.
Quite the show. Usually they don't do
Yeah.
much of anything.
No. No, I've seen them in the water. It's usually just a little bit and they get out real quick.
Yeah.
Or walking across, although I haven't seen them walk across in a long time. And out of view again. Okay, we'll move on. Thank you very much. So that was Indian tiger playing an ancient Indian barrel. I wonder if there was any monkeys in that. Hopefully not. I did hear some monkeys a little ways away before it started raining. Let's look over here. I think that there's only the one elephant in that enclosure right now, or elephant tiger, and there is. I was actually thinking of some elephants playing in water. I found a video last week of the safari when there was about 4 or 5 elephants playing in the water, which was quite unique. I only experienced that once. Let's see if there's anything here, if the rain scared them away. I see. There it is. There's no sign. Right there behind that one bird. And there's a whole bunch of ducks going through. But that guy's just eating. So we're just going to get a full moon in the middle of the day. Oh, nope. Is he going to follow the ducks? Or is he just going to disappear? Nope, he's disappearing down the hill where we can't see. We'll move on. Yeah, I don't know. That's our sign. So, he looks like that. He didn't have the horns, but don't know what that was. some water fountains. I know George, you know, you're always concerned about me being hydrated. And right here is located Safe Water for Travelers. Let me get some water so that you don't have to worry, George. In just a second. You're going to look at the wall for just a second. Can't get you a better view. Got too much going on with the hat and it's still draining a little bit. All right, George, we got some of that safe water for travelers. Oh. See nothing on the right. Sorry, that was a little fast, but it is pretty. Over here. Oh, should have started here. We're getting another full moon. Scratching his head. Let me come back a bit. Oh, there's two of them. Let's keep on going. If you guys like animals, make sure you hit that like button. It really supports the animals. We let them know every time you hit that like button, and it puts a smile on their face. So now we're getting ready to go in the pavilion. Hey, is there anything out in here? Or is it? There is not. Perfect. Okay. There. They said, I asked if there was any animals out there, and they said no, and they said, but go in the aviary. Just to let you know. Because I was going to skip it, but they said, go on in here. Enjoy. So we were told the aviary was closed, but the other cast members told us to go in. So yes, Goof Katir Band, welcome. Now the rain's coming again. I better put the hat back on. Just took it off to go in the aviary. In just a second, I got a nice flat spot here for you. So we are on the Maharaja Jungle Trek, Goof Katir Ben, and we have a video that we're hopefully going to post, maybe this weekend or next week. Your first time on Rise of the Resistance. And I also have a short one I got to look at the quality of it. Your first time on or flying the Millennium Falcon. But it looks like because of the lightning, Cali River Rapids is closed. And the buttons are shut down. Usually right here, there's buttons that you push, and water squirts out of that elephant and that elephant. But it looks like that they are running Cali River Rapids dry, or no, dry, no passengers, because of the lightning that we just had. So you'll see coming down here, there's a whole lot of no one right now. So let me They just closed the whole Maharaja jungle trek.
So we are just temporarily closed until the lightning passes the area. Once the lightning passes,
Y'all get more wet in the rain?
Hey, Wendy, darling. Welcome to the surprise live stream. You didn't even know about it. Okay, let's see. Maybe it's tough to be a bug. Who wanted that earlier? Was it Henry? Well, it actually is a little shocking because I only have 2 past days that I can work with because we have Halloween saved. So hopefully we'll do a long one on Halloween. Let's see, let me look back at the app. So I was trying to get some for next week instead of just getting Epcot because there's lots of Epcot availability. But Epcot's not as fun right now. Henry, are you still there? You want us to do Bugs Life? Or I'm sorry, it's tough to be a bug. downside of Animal Kingdom and lightning, that there's so much outside stuff that when there is lightning, it really shuts down a good part of the park. Light rain's not that bad. We have a video a while ago from Pandora during a light rain, and that was right before the park closed and after it closed, and it was nice. There was no lightning then. Thanks. Let's do one. Thank you. So Andy, I know you were talking about copyright the other day. I think you'll find this interesting. Hey! We got the video from yesterday completely blocked. I'm working on releasing it. It was from the Tiki Birds. 2 songs. There. Just one. Thank you very much. Hi ho that they sound. That was automatically banned. So we went in and had it muted, but they're still processing it, so that video is not up. But it was interesting because we've done that multiple times and never had that happen for that attraction. I did get some for PhilharMagic, but not the automatic. We got an email to the Gooketeers email before the day was even over. Check an email on the way back to the parking lot. So the video was still going, and we got emails during the middle of it that we were flagged, and one of them just said hi ho, so I thought it was Mine Train. Because I don't think we've done Mine Train in a while on a live stream, so I thought when they sang hi ho when you're going up the hill getting ready to go down, that must have been it, but it wasn't. It was like that 5 seconds at the end of Tiki Room, and it was just an automatic, this video is disabled. So we went in and clicked the button to mute the audio, and it says it's still processing. Giant pile of dung.
At least halfway down, leaving the barrier between you and the next party. If you are more than 4 in your party, please take a moment to decide how you would like to separate, as we have sets of 4 seats. Make yourself comfortable. The show begins momentarily. Thank you.
Look up. So he might have lost Henry, but I think this was his request.
Which could be too intense for some viewers. If for any reason during the presentation you need to exit the theater, please move to the doors on your left, and a cast member there will be happy to assist you. As a courtesy to our buck cast, we kindly ask that there be no photography, videotaping, or cell phone uses during our show. And last but not least, please properly keep on your face covering all the times during the entire presentation. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on behalf of millions and billions of bucks across the world, the Tree of Life Theater proudly presents It's Tough to Be a... Right, but thank you.
Throughout today's performance, please refrain from buzzing, stinging, and pollinating. And no chirping. Thank you. And now, put your wings together for the host of our show, everyone's favorite act, Flick!
I'm here. Over here. Way over here. Way over. A little more. Little more. Little less. Perfect. Oh, and hi, hello, and welcome. Welcome to our show. You know, we've been doing this act for over 300 million years. And with bugs making up more than 80% of the animal world, we're the biggest cast of them all. Still, you guys just don't seem to see us. So, that's why we gave you the special bug eyes. Go ahead, put them on. Neat, huh? Yeah, now you're all honorary bugs. So, on with the show. Okay, thanks, little fella. You're done now. Off in the mood again. Thank you. Take it from an ant. It's tough to be a bug. That's why we developed some amazing survival techniques. For instance, deep in the jungles of South America, there's a bug. Well, technically he's an arachnid, you see. Shirley, I really hate when you do that. I really got that. I hate it. Oh, I'm sorry, Flick. Where was I? Yes, Chilean tarantulas, like my friend Chili here, throw poison quills at their enemies with deadly accuracy. I never miss.
This is my favorite.
Paul! Come on, keep them coming! She's on a roll. Hey, what are you guys trying to pull? Listen up, my head! Hold still! My God! I think I have Lewis for me. Yummers! If someone makes a fool of Jimmy, man, come back here and die like a bug! Alright, well, our next guest is a soldier termite who defends his mound by spraying intruders with acid. That's right, acid. Welcome now, he's buck, he's ready, and he's ruining our set. We have other shows to do.
I am a lead defensive machine. I am the Terminator. Oh no. I detect more intruders.
No, they're not intruders. No, they're honorary bugs.
No, intruders must be terminated. No exceptions. Oh, shoot. I need more ammo. I'll be back.
Is everybody all right up there? Oh, hope none of you are allergic to acid. Oh my. Best to move along. All right, our next guest. Let's meet the silent but deadly member of the bug world, the stink bug.
Party's ready, Blake.
All right. Oh, just a second. Let her rip, Claire.
Hey! Stop your man! No way! You'll never catch me!
Take cover! She's gonna blow!
Blow! Who's gonna blow?
Oh, boy. Lay off the churros, will ya? Oh, I'm sorry.
Flick. What are these humans wearing on their heads?
Oh, I made honorary bugs.
Honorary what? They're our biggest enemy.
No, that's not true. They're my friends.
Friends? Get this loser out of my sight. Bring in the evidence. Friends don't exterminate friends, do they? Still don't get it? Well, then watch this. You humans have always seen us as monsters. If you had it your way, you would destroy us all. But you never will, because we outnumber you 200 million to 1. Maybe it's time you honorary bugs got a taste of your own medicine. What? You're still alive? This means war! Hornets, arm your stingers and attack! I'm going in for the sting! You're over your target, Black Widow Spider! Jump! Back off, spiders! They're mine. Bug bombs, zappers, sticky little motels. Nothing can stop us. Ha! Nothing!
Hey, what do we do now? Bring out the next act. He refuses to come out of this cocoon.
What was this doing, huh? Cue the finale! Did I forget to mention reptiles? Well, they just don't seem to care that it's tough to be a bug. But you guys should, because we make your world one honey of a place. We're pollinators! We're pollinators!
If you like vegetables,
Nourishing the flowers.
it makes you a buzz for
If it weren't for the fact that we like the taste, you'd be out there waddling in shoulder highways. Shoulder highways.
And if all bugs were white on the face of the planet, they'd soon be no humans around here to manage. The best thing about us, you can't live without us, still it's hard to be alive.
It's a piece of cake.
And it's a moldy! Well, it still has a few bugs in it, but that's our show. And now that you're all honorary bugs, remember, magnifying glasses are for looking at little things, not for burning little things. See ya! Hey! Hey, little fella! Where should you be?
There?
That's right. Good bug. Good little bug.
Your attention, please. We ask that all honorary bugs remain seated so the beetles, maggots, and cockroaches may exit safely. At this time, gather up your personal belongings and take your small grubs by their grubby little hands as you exit. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please take your time as you exit to maintain physical distancing. Gather your loose belongings and exit to the door on your left, depositing the bug
take a look at the back of the tree of life. There's a little squirrel. There's an eagle. That looks like an anteater. We got either a crocodile or an alligator. You can't tell from its mouth there. And there's a waterfall at the back of the Tree of Life that you can see on the trail going between Africa and Asia. You can see a couple more carvings up there. You see an owl there. A little bit higher up above the owl, I think that's probably a giraffe. There's a monkey over there. Pretty cool. Another view of the waterfall. You can see a monkey right there, right to the right of the waterfall. There's a tortoise right there. Oh, there's one over there moving. Let's try to get him from the other side. So over here, this is part of the extended queue for A Bug's Life. There he is. I like turtles too. A lot of goofcateurs like turtles. You know what we're talking about? Look up the I Like Turtles and Tosh.0. In Central Florida, they have a turtle called the gopher tortoise. And the interesting thing about that is while they do move sort of slow like that, they can really kick it in the second gear. If they see someone coming, they either immediately go inside their shell and stop, or they go super, super fast. It's pretty interesting. Ah, he's done. He's tired. Alright, let's put it back on regular view and see what else we can see over here if there's anything. So over straight ahead you can see that's the entrance where we just were. There's a cricket. Right there. Oh, and right here is a shark. Hammerhead shark. Is Goofcateer Ben still there? You can see, let's see, right there. It's the two sides of the hammerhead. And there's the dorsal fin. And he's right next to a frog. We just had Shark Week, what, 2 weeks ago I think it was? What else is over here? Oh, right there's a ladybug. And right there, Imagine that's a seagull, a mommy seagull feeding the baby seagull, eating out of her mouth. So right there is the entrance where we just went in to see. It's tough to be a bug. And there's some more of the... Oh, thank you. I should have known better, yes. I was thinking pelican, but seagull is what came out of my head. Or that came out of my mouth. Thank you, Andy. You're always there to help me out. I should have known better. One of the schools I went to, their sub-mascot, not their main mascot, but their sub-mascot was a pelican. So I should have known better. But seagull is what came out of my mouth. So right over there is another waterfall. That's where a lot of people will get their picture taken. A lot of times there's a photographer there. But you don't get to appreciate the waterfall unless you're on this side. Over here should be more of the turtles. Ah, it's what I thought it might be. But I didn't want to guess wrong. It's a giant Galapagos tortoise. And where they live. Right there. Oh, and there's the guy. Let's see, we'll pan down. That's the guy that we just, it won't turn left, but you can see him right there on the right. I'm sorry, it won't turn right. That's the guy that we just saw moving. Hey Joshua, welcome. Welcome to the surprise Animal Kingdom stream. That one has a sign that says they're out foraging for food, so there's nothing there. Up there should be some monkeys or mandrills, I believe, but let's look down here. There's another sign. But I think the sign here says that they're out foraging for food too. But there's another exhibit right here. Right by Africa. You can see right there. The bridge to Africa is right there. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate that. I think I mentioned it earlier. If you like animals, hit that like. We'll go and tell them all that you like them, so we don't want to make them sad and disappointed. So we appreciate that, Josh. So there were some people here earlier. Here they wanted you to stay behind the line. There was room before because nothing is there. But the rumor was that because they were monkey-type species, they were worried about whether or not coronavirus would go to them. So that's why they wanted you to stand further back. Oh, there's a little tortoise right there. Hey, buddy. Just want to let you know that Josh liked you. Yeah, Josh liked you. He's lifting his head up for that. Oh, you like that? Yeah. Hear more lightning. That's not good. look at wait times. Kilimanjaro's 20 minutes. Let's go take a walk back there and see if it's a real 20 minutes. Oh, I don't know about the dinosaur ride. We got some bad comments last time about that because it is just so dark. I believe it was Mike Wazowski who said worst ride to video ever last time on that. That one you really need a special camera because of the low light, but we can do it, especially if there's not much else going on. Let's see. Flight of passage is 10, but as you know, that's not good for this. Navi River journey. Last time we did pretty good for that. That was only 10 minutes. That's a walk on. Kilimanjaro still says 20. Let me see. And the train, I believe the train stops an hour early to go back to Conservation Station, but they're kind of shutting down all the stuff for today. We could see if one of our friends, if the vet tech is there, is working, but 4:30 they're kind of shutting down and not doing procedures and stuff out there in the open. Let me double check and make sure that the walking trail is open or closed. We will not be off Friday. We're going to be off this Friday. None of the Goofketeers are going to be in town. So this weekend is out of town for all the Goofketeers that actually live here in Orlando. But I know next week, Wednesday, will be, I believe it's Epcot again. They're releasing the extra dates, usually just the week of, so the next day or two they should release some more for annual pass holders, hopefully. So we'll get some more dates in next week. Because we also are holding, you only get 3 at a time, but we are holding October 31st. We'll be doing Halloween for almost all of the day on Halloween is what the current plan is for Magic Kingdom. And the Magic Kingdom will be decorated, and I read the report that they'll let you wear costumes. Don't know what the particulars on that yet, if it's going to be just like the Mickey's Not So Scary. But the only difference with that is it's hot in the middle of the day to wear a costume. At least with that, it's at night for the Not So Scary. Okay, Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. Looks like it's open. There's the Forbidden Mountain and Mount Everest behind it. And then next month they're shortening the hours. Almost every park, or every park except Hollywood Studios, is short by 2 hours. Usually an hour in the front and an hour in the back. They've shortened it. Hollywood Studios has just been shortened by 1 hour. So we won't be able to stay out as late. So we might have to start the streams a little bit earlier. Hopefully you'll still join us. I heard that they had a special here, but let me see. King's Cooler, Dole Whip, pineapple, and watermelon, strawberry, and coconut flavored syrup. Simba Sunset. The only difference is Simba Sunset does not have rum in it. And what else do we have? Sunday. You might have to get a Simba Sunset. We'll see. Early time, that's what I was thinking. I've not gotten that before. And I don't remember if that was the one I was looking for, but it's another item that's special that they might not have back. Yesterday we had the Kakamora float at Aloha Isle. That's the coconut flavored Dole Whip with the float with pineapple juice on the bottom and blue curacao syrup in the cake pop. That was pretty good. It was actually pretty good. And then they had a special at the other stand, the one that has the orange, and they actually have orange Dole Whip, which is not the regular orange slushy type soft serve that they have, their usual. Kind of like the Orange Julius one. This is special. This is the Dole Whip version of it. And it's a lot sweeter, I've been told, and they have that there. But we didn't get that one. We just got the Kakamora. So let's go through Gorilla Falls. Unfortunately, it looks like that lady was just bit by something. Her hand was a little swollen. Over here we can see if the line is really 20 minutes also. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's really 20 minutes. We can do it. Hi! Thank you.
We're back. We're ready for you. Let's see a gorilla or something that looks like one.
There you go. You cannot eat bananas while you're on this trail. Oh, let's look up top. was pretty cool. Last time we didn't really see them. That was the Angolan black and white Columbus monkey. Last time they were hiding. Yeah, it looks like we will do the safari right after this. That is not a 20-minute loop. People must be steering clear. And over here should be an okapi. Let's zoom in a second. Sorry, someone's standing right there. Okay, now we can come back and see. So there's an okapi, or at least the full moon of an okapi. No worries, Mike. We're just enjoying the full moon of an okapi. Does anyone remember what an okapi is not related to? And then after that, what is an okapi related to? I'll give you a hint. It's the first animal that we usually see on the safari on the right. It is not related to a zebra, so that's the trick question part. But what is it related to? Is related to a giraffe. Can you see that long tongue? That's right, Andy. It's related to a giraffe. I believe it's called a prehensile tongue, but I have no idea what that means. And he's behind the tree. But they are hard to spot. They're easy to camouflage themselves. As you can see there, if we had more trees and shrubs, it would be pretty hard to see them right there. So let's go on. I think you are right, Andy. Yep, Andy there again for the win. To catch me where I forget something or blank on something and say something wrong. Hi, good, how are you doing?
Good.
Okay, let's see if we can see the naked mole rats. Looks like they still have them closed off where you can't get up close to them. Let's zoom in. I see some movement there. Let me try to zoom in on that. Sorry, it's a little shaky. I know some of our kids from Philadelphia love the naked mole rats when they came here for the first time, or the second time. That'd be Goofkatir George. And we had to have naked mole rats shipped to the house. Got there by the time they got home. Because they weren't selling naked mole rats here. And that's all that the kids wanted. Let's see, that looks like where Big Bird must sit, right there. Oh, right there, that looks like Big Bird's. Oh, sorry. Right there, that looks like Big Bird's nest.
Buffalo weavers, the males are a little bit bigger than the females. That's my favorite bird up there in the cliff of watching stars.
Mike was asking, are you on Google? How do you know that? Let's see if we can see something more birds. I don't remember that part. We'll have to see if they mention that when we go on the safari. Oh, here's the hippo. Here's the hippo. Let's go. Is he going around in circles, or is that it? He's still back there. Oh, here he comes, it looks like. Like he's on the running track, just doing loops around that piece of rock. I believe you are correct about that. Most people underestimate them. But you know, the real reason that they're attacking all the humans is because they're hungry, hungry hippos. Last time here, the meerkats weren't really very active. With the rain, they're probably not very active either, so we'll just take a quick peek. Yeah, there's none of them out. Oh, no, there's one at the top.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Take care, explorers. Have a good one.
There's the one on lookout.
Safe travels.
Oh, I see some more over here on the right. I'll show you. That's the one that's on lookout right now. Then here's two more. Which one is though? Which one? There's three of them.
He liked your little,
Did you see the announcement? Halloween decorations are coming September 15th.
Oh, I did see that one. Okay.
Maybe you were talking. I'm very excited.
That's pretty cool.
I
Did
know
you see
you
the...
were talking about it earlier. I was like,
Right, yes. Did you see the, like there's going to be entertainment too?
yeah, I know. I'm so excited.
I have no idea what that means, but yeah, we'll see something. Later, Shelby. What was that, Amy? Sorry?
that little boy liked your little sheep there.
Oh, yeah, he ran it. Yeah, just in case. Which is okay. I thought it was his book for a second. I said, that's not it. Not it.
Is that the one that's tomorrow?
Yeah, but I'll take that. I'd rather have an enthusiastic explorer.
Now there's 4 over on the right. Let's take a look. Oh, there's 5. 6. There's 6 there. Oh, 7 and 8. They're all along the edge. They're up there. You probably can't see it behind the good branches of the tree. Okay, let's move along. Bye. Thank you. There's a little baby.
Just watch behind you, okay? Make sure we are separate from our next party.
There's the baby.
Now these guys are critically endangered. A lot of that has to do with human interference, deforestation. They have to really right there for us. There you're at. Please survive for it. I definitely remember doing that on my road.
There's another full moon. There's a lot of moons out tonight. Let's zoom in on that baby.
If you guys would like, I'm going to have you guys go ahead and step around. You can either go see the bachelor group or hop back in line. That way our next family can go ahead and move down and everybody can see how cute she is. Thank you.
move on. Alright. Thanks. Yep, I don't see any of the males over there on the left, so we'll keep going. Let me put you down real quick so I can put the umbrella away. And I think we're going to go on a safari. Okay, let's double check our wait times. The park will close in 63 minutes. Wait times. Looks like all the outside stuff's now open again, and the safari's 10 minutes. Let's go.
They know where the food is. They don't know it changed. They don't know the daylight savings.
There's some music. I wonder if it's copyrighted. You know it's not copyrighted. Who's the leader of the club that's made for you and me? Goofy, Goofy, Goofy. Goofy. Magic Kingdom is my favorite. Probably more for nostalgia. I've been coming since, well, I guess you did too, Mike, coming before any other park existed but Magic Kingdom. Came when the only hotels were Contemporary, Polynesian, and Fort Wilderness. I do like the new stuff at Hollywood Studios, I'm not going to deny that, but I think a lot of it's just nostalgia. There's Big Red and Little Red. Oh, someone's calling. Let's see.
Janfo, thank you for calling the Harambe office of Kilimanjaro Safaris, the finest photo safari in East Africa. We offer daily tours into Harambe Wildlife Reserve, 800 square miles of river, forest, and rugged bush country filled with magnificent wild animals. You'll bounce along in custom-built safari vehicles, our wide-open tembo trucks, bringing you closer to Africa's amazing wildlife than you ever thought possible. Discover the sights, the sounds of leaping antelopes, charging hippos, and majestic elephants. Not to mention lions, crocs, bongos, wildebeest, and more. Don't know a bongo from a baboon? Hakuna Matata, a handy animal spotting chart located on the back of every seat, is there to help you out. So join us at Kilimanjaro Safaris for the experience of a lifetime. When it comes to safaris, we go wild.
That's a long answer machine message.
Sante sana.
I was here the same year. Wendy, figure that one out. I was here in 1977.
The cheetah, with the ability to reach speeds up to 70 miles per hour, is the fastest.
And I only remember staying at the Contemporary once.
With evolutionary adaptation,
We had to stay at Fort Wilderness because that was the closest to DVC, because it did have a full kitchen. Because we were not allowed to eat inside the parks. We had to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner back in the trailer. It was a trailer then, our mobile home. I know they just covered them with log siding now and call it a cabin, but it is a mobile home. But we had to eat breakfast, go to the parks, come back in the afternoon, eat a late lunch, go to bed for a nap, and then eat before we went out again. Have you figured out how I was here in 1977?
I was born here, and my whole life I was taught that what you see with your eyes, you value with your heart. It is my hope that what you see
This is
today,
Walk On.
you will treasure in your heart forever. Karibuni Harambe, Reserve ya Wanyama wa Porini. Welcome to Harambe Wildlife Reserve.
We might get our own vehicle.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. Before you begin your trip, you should know that the unpaved roads of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve pass through rough and rugged terrain. You may
Hey, can we go in row 9? Can we go in the last one?
I can't do row 9, I can do row 8.
No, we'll take one then.
Okay, are we?
Are you only doing
Yeah, we're not row
1 or 9? Okay, then I'll take 8.
or other conditions that could be aggravated by this adventure. Expected mothers should not ride. Once on board your safari transport, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet and legs inside, and remember to watch your children. Your transport will be arriving shortly. Asante sana. Enjoy your adventure at Kilimanjaro Safaris. Bienvenidos a Kilimanjaro Safaris.
That is correct, Wendy darling.
Permanezcan sentados y mantengan las
So
manos
right now they're boarding every other row, which is weird.
dentro del vehículo.
Because in the rainstorm, when we were streaming with Gupkatir Ben and Gupkatir Emily, they tried to put us in the last row when there was a sideways rain.
Before you begin your trip, you should know that the unpaved roads of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve pass through rough and rugged terrain. You may experience bumps and certain chores on your safari adventure. To ensure a safe and pleasant trip, you should be in good health and free from high blood pressure, heart, back or neck problems, motion sickness, or other conditions that could be aggravated by this adventure. Expected mothers should not ride. Once on board the safari transport, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet and legs inside, and remember to watch your children. Your transport will be arriving shortly. Asante
Here it
sana.
comes.
Enjoy your adventure at Kilimanjaro Safaris.
Yeah, I agree, Andy. That would be interesting to see.
Bienvenidos a Kilimanjaro Safaris. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados y mantengan las manos tras sus pies.
But you still got a ways away.
Clear sensation. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. You should know that the unpaved roads of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve pass through rough and rugged terrain. You may experience
Karabooty.
and certain zones of this
Now, Karabooty does, of course, mean welcome, friends, so welcome aboard. Go inside all the way across those roads and have a seat for me.
Motion sickness or other conditions that could be aggravated by this infection. Expected modest
Now here comes the crowd.
For your safety, please keep your face covering on at all times.
Asante Sana morning. Now, here in Harambe, we like to say Twin Days. Twin Days is, of course, me. Let's go. Alrighty now, Jumbo, everyone. My name is Mackenzie, and I will be your safari driver for the next 2 weeks. Are you guys all packed and ready to go? Fantastic. Alrighty, so just a couple of safety measures before we head out into the reserve. If you can please stay seated for me at all times, keeping all hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck. This is a real truck, and this is really me driving. And if you can please keep those face coverings on at all times as well. Now, if you guys take a look above your heads, you're going to see an animal spotting guide. I actually painted it just for you guys this morning. I hope you guys like it. Now, on that animal spotting guide is all of the animals here at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now, of course, there is no guarantee we'll be able to see all of them just due to migration patterns, sleeping patterns, and things like that. But hopefully we will be lucky enough to see most of them. Now, friends, our first stop is the Little Aturi Forest. The Little Aturi Forest is known to be the home for animals that are really, really good with camouflage, so make sure to keep your eyes peeled and we'll see what we can find. Now, it looks like the first animal we're going to see is over here on our right-hand side. Now, these are okapis. Now, I know those stripes on their back legs do remind you of a zebra, which leads many people to assume that they are relatives to the zebra, but they're actually the closest known relative to the giraffe. Now, we can tell that because of their skull structures. They're similar in both size and shape. Over here towards the waterbed on the left-hand side, I'm seeing this really, really big black and white bird. Now, this is a saddle-billed stork. We can tell that it's a saddle-billed stork because of that little yellow bridge on its nose that does loosely resemble a saddle. Now, saddle-billed storks reach about 5 feet tall, and their wingspan can reach about 13 feet in width, or about the width of the canopy right above your heads. Now, of course, a little bit closer to the truck here, I am seeing a black rhino here, as well as one on the top of the rocks as well. Now, black rhinos are the smaller of the rhino species, coming in at about 3,000 pounds. Now, black rhinos are incredibly, incredibly endangered, and that is due to poaching. So they are poached for their horns quite regularly because many cultures believe that those horns are made of medicinal or sometimes even magical values, but they're actually just made out of keratin, and keratin is the same material that our hair and nails are made out of. Now, friends, coming up on the left-hand side of the truck, I'm seeing some larger antelope there. Now, those are greater kudu, as well as a rust-colored antelope a little bit further back. Now, those are bongos. Now, greater kudu are some of the largest antelope in the entire world. They stand at about 55 inches at the shoulder. Now, if you take a look at the animal spotting guide we talked about earlier, you can see that some have horns and some do not, depending on the gender, so it was safe to assume that those were female. Now, going back to the bongos, those rust-colored antelope that do have horns, bongos are often known as the ghosts of the forest, and that is because they are very rarely seen. So it's really cool that we get an up-close and personal look with these guys. Those horns are tilted backwards on top of their head to help them run through the thick underbrush without getting caught or tangled. Now, friends, it does look like we are quickly leaving the Little Aturi Forest, and we will be headed down into the Safi River. Now, the Safi River is known to be a hotspot for Nile hippopotamus, so keep your eyes peeled. Now, over here on the right-hand side, if you look over your right-hand shoulder, you might be able to see one of those hippos. Now, hippos do spend the majority of their day submerged under the water. They can hold their breath for up to 8 minutes at a time. Now, because 80% of their day is submerged under the water, it leads many people to assume that they are really, really good swimmers. But they have short and stumpy little legs, so instead they like to walk along the bottom of the river. over here on the left-hand side, of course, we're going to see a group of hippos. A group of hippos is called a bloat. Now, up on the island as well, I'm seeing some pink-backed pelicans. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking those pelicans are gray. They're not pink. And I'll say you are completely right. They get the name from the color their skin turns during mating season. So it's their skin that turns pink, not the feathers. Now, coming up on the left-hand side of the truck, I am seeing some Nile crocodile. Now, Nile crocodile are the largest of the crocodilian species, reaching about 16 feet long. Now, that is about as long as a giraffe is tall. Now, crocodiles are exothermic, which is just a really fancy word for saying that they don't sweat like you or I.
That's good, because I'm sweating.
As we do. So instead, they like to open their mouths to release all of their trapped in heat. So if you saw them with their mouths hanging wide open, that was just their form of sweating. Now, friends, I am seeing some change in vegetation, which only means one thing. We are headed down into the savannah. Now, the savannah is known to be a hotspot for animals who are really, really good landscapers. So the giraffes, they trim the trees, and the gazelles, antelopes, zebras, they mow the grass for us. Now, coming across this turn here, we can see almost the entire savannah, which is really, really cool for us because it means we get to see lots of different types of animals. But it just means that the animals that live here on the savannah don't really take camouflage into effect like the ones we saw back in Little Aturi Forest. Instead, they like to rely on the safety in numbers tactic to help evade those predators safely. Now, friends, it looks like the first animal we are going to see is over here on our right-hand side. Now, these are Ankole cattle, also known as the Watusi cattle, named after the people who first domesticated them. They are the only domesticated animal out here at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now, I know what you're thinking. Those horns look really, really big and really, really heavy, but they're actually hollow on the inside. They're made of a honeycomb-like structure that helps circulate their blood flow and cool them off on those hot summer days. Now, friends, over on the left-hand side, kind of hanging out in the bushes over there, it looks like I'm seeing a couple of spotted hyenas. Now, hyenas have over 27 vocalization patterns that help them communicate with each other. Not only that, they are a female-dominated pack, which means that the lowest-ranking female is still higher ranked than the highest-ranking male, so that's a little bit of girl power for you. Now, way back towards the tree line there, I'm seeing some sable antelope, as well as a little bit closer to the truck here, I'm seeing some Patterson's eland. Now, both of these are antelope, but the Patterson's eland that are a little bit closer to us, they are actually the largest antelope in the entire world, standing at about 6 feet at the shoulder. Now, when I say these guys are made of muscle, they truly, truly are, and that is because they can jump 8 feet straight in the air from a standing position. Now, going back to those sable antelope that were a little bit further back, sable antelope are known as the emblem here at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, and that is because when it comes to that fight or flight response, they always fight back to protect their herd. They are one of the only prey species that does have that fight instinct as well. Now, of course, over here on the right-hand side, we are going to see a giraffe. Now, more specifically, this is a Maasai giraffe. We can tell that because of its spot pattern. Maasai giraffe have these jagged, jigsaw-like patterns, whereas reticulated giraffes have these square or rectangular-like patterns. Now, giraffes are some of my favorite animals out here on the reserve, and that is because for 23.5 hours a day, all they're doing is eating. So they only sleep for about 30 minutes, that is incremented throughout the day, and the rest of that time is reserved for eating. Now, because they eat so much and they're pulling those leaves off the trees with their prehensile tongues, which is just a fancy word for saying finger-like, that means that their tongue might get sunburned.
Andy knew that.
So you would assume that it would get sunburned.
Wazowski, did you mean giraffes or okapi?
Now coming up on the right-hand side of the truck, I'm seeing a group of wildebeest. Now these are white-bearded wildebeest. White-bearded wildebeest make up about 80% of the Great Migration, and that's because they can hang out in groups all the way up to 1.5 million. Now it looks like over here on the left-hand side of the truck, we are going to see a group of giraffes. Does anyone know what a group of giraffes is called? It is a tower. So
they're ready to go home.
Of course. I'll stop here so you guys can get some really good pictures.
They know in an hour they get to go home, so they hang out there waiting.
Alrighty, friends, and it looks like on the right-hand side of the truck you might be able to get another good look at those wildebeest before we make this turn here. Now up ahead it looks like I'm seeing some trees that look like they've been knocked down, which is a good indication we are headed into elephant territory, because after all, elephants are the natural bulldozers of the savannah. Now even though they knock down a lot of those dead trees, they often replant the savannah every single year, and that is because elephant stomachs can't really digest the seed, so it just passes straight through their system, and they get to replant the savannah for us. And just like that, over here on the right-hand side, I am seeing one of those African elephants. I'll stop here so we can get some pictures. Now we can tell that this is an African elephant because of the shape of its ears. It does loosely resemble the continent of Africa. Now it looks like he might come down here to get some water. Now, as you can see, he is using that trunk to pick up some of that water. Can anyone tell me how many muscles are in one African elephant trunk? I will give you a hint. It is over 30,000. So their trunks do hold about 40,000 muscles just in their trunk alone. And they can hold about 5 gallons of water just in their trunk. Follow a matriarchal herd pattern, which is just a fancy word for saying that grandma gets to call all of the shots. Now the matriarch of the group, which is typically grandma, is often the oldest and the largest.
How did I know what? Like.
And hundreds of years, over generations and generations. Now, once male elephants reach about teenage years, oftentimes they will leave the herd. Sometimes they will live a life alone, or sometimes they will form their own herds called bachelor herds. So just guys being dudes. Now, friends, it does look like we are headed straight into some red clay pits. Now, on the right-hand side of the truck, you'll be able to see some tusk marks that have been left by elephants. So essentially, the elephants will come over here, they will scrape this red clay off, and they'll eat it to get some minerals and nutrients. And over here on the left-hand side, it looks like we're going to see one of those African elephants once again. Now, speaking of elephant tusks, elephants often have a dominant tusk, much like you or I have a dominant hand. So to tell the difference between the dominant and non-dominant tusk of an elephant,
because
the dominant
you come
tusk is often
anytime
a little
within
bit
an
shorter
hour
because
of
it's been
closing.
rubbed down from being used
They
over the
tend
years.
to act differently. They have different bells or signals.
Now, elephants
to call
are
them in,
unfortunately
go to
listed
their
as a
night homes,
vulnerable species on the
and they
endangered
usually,
species list.
not usually, they do
And that's
use
because
food
they are
as a
often
reward.
poached for those tusks. Now, recent studies have shown that in geographical locations that have a larger presence of poachers, there have actually been an unusual amount of elephants that have been born tuskless. So, of course, all elephants are born tuskless, but some of these elephants grow up and they just don't have tusks at all. Over here on the right-hand side, you're going to get one last look at those white-bearded wildebeest before we make this turn as well. But going back to those elephants, of course, now being an elephant mom is a really, really big responsibility. The gestation period of an elephant is the longest in all of the animals in the animal kingdom, so about 22 months. So that means pregnant moms are pregnant for just shy of 2 years. Now the responsibilities don't end there. Elephants have one of the longest childhoods in the animal kingdom.
And they thought it should be time to go inside.
And they often nurse for about 2 to 4 years after
all the animals were back by their
Now coming up on the left-hand side of the track, it looks like we're going to see some flamingos. Now these are greater flamingo. Greater flamingo are the largest of the flamingo species, but they're also the lightest shade of pink. Now if you see any of those gray little puffballs running around on the island, those are actually baby flamingos. Baby flamingos are not hatched pink. They're hatched that gray color, and they get their coloration from the brine shrimp in their diet, which is very high in beta-carotene. Of the truck. I know it's not really cool for us, but it is quite literally the coolest spot on the savannah for animals like white rhinos and elephants alike.
They're also moving back. They know it's closing time.
Animals like white rhinos and elephants will come over here, they will roll around in this mud, and they will use it as a natural sunscreen. They'll also just use it to cool off on those hot days. Now that is because their skin is really, really thick and really, really tough, but it's also super delicate and can sunburn quite easily. Now speaking of white rhinos, as we make this turn, I thought I saw a few up ahead. Now it looks like I am seeing one of those white rhinos up ahead, but over to the left as well, I'm seeing a cheetah's head just kind of poking up in the grass there. Now cheetahs are the fastest land mammal on Earth, clocking speeds at up to 70 miles an hour. Now that is really, really fast, but they actually can't hold it for very long. They can only hold it for about 100 yards, or the length of an American.
Right in front of the tree, right behind the tree now. You can see them again.
Now it looks like we might be able to see one more way back there in the trees as well. Now I know that white rhino just took a left-hand turn here, so we might not 5 miles an hour, but they can only see about 10 feet in front of themselves, which is why a group of them is called a
I can
crash.
see it back here, but the camera can't.
Now we can see that both black and white rhinos are actually not named for the color of their skin, because they're both just a different coloration of gray. Instead, white rhinos were originally named white rhinos with a V, and that comes from the Afrikaans language, white meaning wide, pertaining to those broad square mounds that they use to graze the grasses. Now, of course, over here on our left-hand side, you'll be able to see a Kobe rock formation. Kobe rocks are usually where the lions like to hang out, and that's because they get a really, really good vantage point over the rest of the savannah. Now, lions are mainly nocturnal, which means that they just sleep and nap for about 20 hours a day, which kind of seems to be the memo right now. Now, at night, of course, they will go out to hunt. The females do most of the hunting, while the males stay back to protect the pride, kind of like a stay-at-home dad. So I'll stop here so we can get a good picture at these female lions, and of course we have one male lion a little bit further back there as well. Now friends, while we're on the topic of lions, does anyone know the Swahili term for lion? I'm sure you've heard it somewhere before.
Simba.
It is Simba. I know they got really creative when they named him, huh? Alrighty friends, now coming up on the right hand side of the truck, these antelope over here. Now these are waterbuck.
There's the male.
Now waterbuck get their name from the sticky oily substance that they often secrete through their skin, and that makes them semi-waterproof. It's also really, really smelly though, and that helps them evade predators a little bit easier. Now it looks like up ahead I am seeing a bontebok. So it's going to be this smaller, brown
he wanted to go home
that
also.
has the horns that are kind of L-shaped. Now as well, a little bit closer is equivalent to about 24 chicken eggs, so about 2 dozen chicken eggs. Now of course here at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, we like our ostrich eggs like we like all of our animals on the reserve, and that is not poached.
Over easy.
for those Bontebok. Bontebok are some of my favorite animals to talk about on the reserve, and that is because they have a really, really cool conservation story attached to them. So at one point in time, there were only 14 Bontebok left in the entire world. That means they were only 14 away from complete and total extinction. That is until one farmer took notice, brought them in, built a reserve around them, and now their numbers are up and thriving once again. Which just goes to show what one person can do to truly change the world. Now friends, as we head down into the Magadi Glen, the wardens did warn me this morning that there might be a little bit of construction going on, and that's only because we are on protected land, protected territory. So of course, to make sure that all of our animals are safe, happy, and healthy, we want to make sure that everything on the land is just right for them. So of course, we do have to make some changes over the years, but we want to make sure that the safety and happiness of our animals is a #1 priority here at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve.
No one has any idea what that's going to be. They used to try to put some zebras in here, but it didn't last long.
Now friends, it does look like our 2-week adventure is coming to a close, and I know that that 2 weeks only felt like 16 minutes and 57 seconds, but time sure does fly when we're having fun. Now just because the safari is over doesn't mean it's over for you guys, and that is because conservation lives within all of us here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. So if you guys are sticking around with us for the rest of the day, you are more than welcome to head to any of our merchandise locations, some of our food and beverage locations, or even the Seas with Nemo and Friends at Epcot, and you are more than welcome to donate to the Disney Conservation Fund. Now the Disney Conservation Fund is a really, really cool program that Disney has put in place, because no matter if you donate $1, $5, or just round up your purchase, Disney will match that dollar for dollar, and it will go to conservation foundations all across the world that help give these animals the voices that they need to survive, which is a really, really easy way to help get involved with conservation. Now, of course, once you donate, you will be able to get one of those conservation hero buttons that either have a picture of a lion or a picture of a sea turtle on it. So honestly, I'm sold just as a button. Now, it does look like I will be dropping you guys right back off in the village where you came from. Now, at the exit of Kilimanjaro Safaris, you might be able to see the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail, which is a walking trail that you guys are more than welcome to do. And you'll be able to see some animals that we might not have gotten to on the safari today, so like zebras, meerkats, and of course gorillas. Alrighty friends, now here in Harambe, we never like to say goodbye because goodbye is far too sad and far too final. So instead, I will leave you guys with Kwaharini. Kwaharini does of course mean to go well, friends, so go well, go wild, and go make a difference out there. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves here at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. If you have any questions, my name is Mackenzie, and my windows are always open. Thank you guys for hanging out today.
Thank you.
Okay, just a little over 30 minutes left before the park closes. That exhibit is closed right over there. Let's go take a look. See the animals, but we'll keep moving. If you're liking this stream, make sure you hit that like button. before the park closes. I think we might go in the store here real quick. As the store is closed. Never mind. Mombasa Marketplace is closed. Someone's knocking. Theater. There you go, Mike and Andy. Harambe fish and crustacea. They have fishing tours. Captain Bob's Super Safaris. Over here real quick. Let's see what the seating area looks like. Alright, I'll get a Simba Sunset and a Diet Coke. Card. No, thank you. All right. There's the Simba Sunset. Thank you. Okay, let's go under the Dawa Bar overhang. place without too much music. It will mess us up. Okay. Here's your food review, Mike Wazowski. The Diet Coke probably tastes nice and cold. Yes, quite refreshing. And that is the Simba Sunset. Quickly melts. And I've already forgotten what kind of syrup it has. Hold on, let me take some of the top off. I had to take a good bunch of the top off before you can even get to the syrup. Just make a mess. Does anyone remember what was in it? It was watermelon syrup and something else. Oh, the dessert is? Oh yeah, I can see it now, yes. Why did the gimbal just give out? Hold on, let me plug it in. It says that it's half full of battery. And it just gave out. Let me plug it in. There it goes. Yeah, and it's pretty humid. I don't think Wazowski was on when we did. Actually, maybe I didn't do a weather report earlier. I just talked about the rain. But it feels extra humid. I know the rain just came through. Claims it's only 84, feels like 94. %, chance of rain. And this one doesn't have the humidity. Humidity feels like 1,000 right now. Oh no, there it is. Humidity is 81%. But the temperature's not that bad. Why does the gimbal keep giving out? Interesting. It's plugged in. There it goes. Yeah, today just feels extra miserable after that rain. 93 feels like 99. Yeah, I saw Mike made some comments about that, how hot, and I didn't get around to saying anything. I think it was during one of the shows. But right now, I feel fine for the temperature. 84 feels like 94. just the humidity feels like 110,000%. There's more of that. The syrup is kind of all on the bottom now. This is okay. It's a Dole Whip, so it's not too bad. But I don't know if the syrup really adds that much. See, I just tried mixing it too. Then it keeps going to the bottom. Let's look outside. There's the Harambe Theater. I don't know if I would get this again. I think a regular Dole Whip is just fine. The syrup either needs to be thicker or just something different, because the watermelon is such a mild flavor. So I know we talked before about the Equities Actors Association, and they've come to terms with Disney. But Disney has not called any of them back to begin working again. So while we thought that the shows were going to start, they are on extended furlough. That happened either last week or the week before that. Yep, we always have Disney. Although summer is the time when most of us usually stay away from Disney. The Goofcateers that live here usually take like a 3-month break over the summer unless other Goofcateers are coming down to visit. Okay, so now it's pretty low down. So now it's a kind of a different flavor because I'm able to mix it up. Now it's not as bad. What they probably need to do is make it so that the syrup comes out continuously as the Dole Whip comes out, like a streak. So if you imagine, kind of like the freestyle machines where, the syrup comes out on the side. I know then it gets mixed up, but if you had the syrup a little bit thicker and it came out on the side, it would stay swirled. That would probably make it be better and have the flavor mixed all throughout. Okay, it's 5:45. Any requests for last ride? Triceratops spin is 5 minutes. Expedition Everest is 10, although that almost killed the gimbal last time. I do have on my list of things to order is a handheld stand without a gimbal. This gimbal doesn't have any kind of lock feature for up and down. Holly, you want me to get soaked? I didn't bring a rain jacket. Actually, I don't think they let you take the camera on it. Because I think you've been on there, Wendy, since they changed it where you have to store all your stuff and you can't put it in that center console thing anymore. We will do it in October when you come. So I don't think I could live stream that. I'm trying to think that I don't think I've seen anyone do a video of that lately. You'd probably have to take a waterproof GoPro and sneak it on there. We can do that when you come down, but we'll need to bring a change of clothes and get a locker. The last time I did that was when, let me think, I think it was the Maine kids came down. I got absolutely drenched all the way to the court. Every piece of clothing that I had on, including my shoes, was sopping wet. And that was the middle of the day, so it was quite miserable. Okay, we can do It's Tough to Be a Bug, Kilimanjaro Safaris again. We can see more animals trying to hide. We can do Navi River Journey. But that might... Oh, it's just updated. Let me look again. Yeah, Navi River Journey. That's a walk-on now. But we might lose connection. Interesting, Andy. Good to know that. I know that in the winter time they can decrease the amount of splashing that you get at Cali River Rapids and also for Splash Mountain. I knew that they do that for the colder months. But they can turn it down when they want, so that's nice. And I imagine the cast members are pretty nice if you have a waterproof case, because that's the biggest concern. There's been a lot of guests that have complained over the years about stuff getting ruined, especially when they had that center console that you're supposed to put all your stuff in. And if one side wasn't down all the way, had a little crack in it, your stuff would get sopping wet. And the interesting thing about the equipment is I've gone to Disney several times and asked them about what you can and cannot ride with the gimbal, or what you can or cannot ride instead of a gimbal, just a handheld thing, and they claim that there is no policy. It's up to individual cast members. So I didn't do Soarin' last time we were in Epcot because the cast member at the front said that you couldn't do it. But then I do know someone else that did it that same day and either did it or snuck in their phone, which is just wrong because Disney does monitor some of this stuff. And then I know another one, Magical News Live, Nick, the 16-year-old, he went to go do it that same day, and they told him the same thing, that he couldn't hold his camera with them. So it really depends upon the cast member if you're trying to sneak stuff in. But the interesting thing about sneaking stuff in is it's so easy to Disney to track you. And then you get their naughty list and you're not allowed in the park. So that hasn't happened for a while. I remember some of the early streamers that would they would go backstage. Some of them would go down into the utilidors and then post it. It's pretty easy to figure out who you were. And then they got cited for trespassing and were banned. Okay, Kilimanjaro Safaris, Navi River Journey, or It's Tough to Be a Bug. Or we can just go shopping. Okay, I'll narrow it down. Kilimanjaro Safaris, It's Tough to Be a Bug, or shopping. I took away Navi River Journey. Okay, we'll do Navi. 5 minutes, 10 minutes to walk there, I can do that. We'll take the back way. Actually, no, we won't take the back way. We'll take the front way because Navi's close to the front. Now Tinker Jess wants Safari. Tinker Jess hasn't been talking all afternoon. We will do Navi, I think. We'll go with Andy. Only reason being, as we saw, the animals won't be out very much at this time of day. will all be trying to get back to their homes, and their gates are all hidden behind curves. So most of them will be back there and hidden from view. Well, the main kids aren't saying anything.
I'm out.
So we'll do safari next time when they're on. Right now, it will be a very bad safari. We already missed the rhinos. I could see them. They were about 7 truckloads in front of us, or truck lengths in front of us, beating us, and then they went around the curve so they could sit there at their gate to go back to their night homes. Matty says do a roller coaster. That would be Expedition Everest. We don't have time to get that far over the park right now. Park closes in, what, 9 minutes? 8 minutes. We'll do the Navi River journey, and that's what we'll end it with. But welcome, Rachel. Welcome, Maddie. Welcome, Jude. Welcome, Colton.
It was really good. We saw a bunch of giraffes. It wasn't that bad.
No.
I know what you're saying, but it was.
So let's try to get to River Journey before it closes. But next time we're here, the main Goofketeers, or the Goofketeers from Maine, I should say, we will do Kilimanjaro. So the interesting thing is, I don't get hot dogs almost ever at the parks here. When Goofketeer Emily was here, I think we weren't live then, but she got a hot dog at Hollywood Studios, and it had to have been about 14 inches long. Or you're up there near Chicago. I don't know if you would count that as a hot dog, because when you're in Chicago, they like to add everything like it's a sandwich and call it a hot dog. Okay, we're in Pandora. We got 5 minutes. I don't think Jude or Maddie have been to Pandora. I don't recall. So this is Pandora, the world of Avatar, for Jude, Maddie, and Colton. Now's the time to come. If you're doing school online, there's no reason to stay in Maine. You might be able to even switch residency maybe and do Florida virtual school. Although the school that you sent me still looked pretty good. Alright, we got 4 minutes. Let's see. There you go. Let's go talk to them. There's the floating island. Let's look over here. Let's come here. What time do we got? 5:58. $5.59. Let's try to be the last ones on. Let's do it. Like 30 seconds. Are you guys? Yeah. I was gonna wait till now because now it's time. Perfect. Last one. Thank you. We are the last one. Down. We are the last ones. A Navi river journey. Look at that. Hit like if you like Navi river journey. Look what we do for the goof kids here. Look at that. No one else out in. They just put the gate up for the change. Hit that like being the last one. Good. We're the last ones for today.
Yeah, have fun.
Thanks, Mary. There we go. There you go. There's our boat.
Bienvenidos viajeros. Para su seguridad, favor de permanecer sentados con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del canoa.
You don't want to ride with us to do the inspection? At least you